Good morning, students. Welcome to your social science class. Students, today we are going to continue our same chapter, Iron Age Civilization. And in our last class, we had discussed the social condition of Vedic period. So in this class, we will continue with the same topic. In last class, you have seen that during Vedic period, the society was divided into four varnas, or you can say caste, and these varnas during early Vedic period were not hereditary, but during later Vedic period this varna system becomes hereditary. So let's continue, students. The Upanishads divided men's life into four ashrams of 25 years each. Upanishads means the holy book. Okay, as per this book, the whole life, it has been expected of 100 years age of human being, and that 100 years is divided into four ashrams. Every ashram has 25 years. A man had to spend the first 25 years of his life in a Gurukul, where he learned the art of life and religion. What it means, students? That from the birth till 25 years, he has to live in Gurukul, where he is going to learn the art of life and religion. It means that man is going to take education in this Gurukul ashram. This stage was called Brahmacharya ashram. So this stage till 25 years age, this ashram stage is known as Brahmacharya ashram. In this period, the man is expected at that time to take education. The second stage of 25 years was called the Grahastha ashram. When a man worked hard, got married and raised a family. So after Brahmacharya ashram, the next 25 years means from 25 to 50, that ashram, that period is known as Grahastha ashram, and in that period it is expected from that man to work very hard, got married and try to raise your family, means enjoy your family life in this 25 years. During the third stage, that is Vanprastha ashram, students, he retired to the forest to meditate. So the third stage means from 50 years to 75 years. That stage is known as Vanprastha ashram, and it has been expected to go to forest and do meditation. Okay, in the last stage, which is called Sannyas ashram, he lived a life of complete detachment and spent his time in preaching. And after 75 years till 100 years, that stage was known as Sannyas ashram. And in that stage, what the people have to do? He has to live a life of completely detachment from the society. No love, no feelings with the family members, and spent his time in preaching to others, giving lessons to others. Whatever the experiences you have with your society, whatever in your life you have earned the experience, give the lessons to the others. So this is the social condition of Vedic period, students. Let's continue with the occupational structure. Agriculture was the main occupation of the people. So we all know that during Vedic period, agriculture was the main occupation. They used plugs which were pulled by oxen. During this period, people irrigated their fields with water from the wells, canals and lakes. So students, you can see during irrigation, they need to properly irrigate their field. So that's why they use wells, canals and even lakes. Okay, they grew wheat, barley, rice, beans. So these are the major food grains which were grew during the Vedic period. And domesticated मतलब होता है students जानवरों को पालना. Okay, domesticated animals like cows, bulls, sheep, goats and dogs. So from Vedic period, people used to domesticate these animals in their home for different purposes. The Aryans also introduced horses in India. Okay, so this is the important point, students. Who introduced horses in our country? Aryans, which were brought from Central Asia. From Central Asia, they bring horses and they introduce horses in our country. The discovery of iron had provided stronger tools like plugs, sickles, shovels, spades, axes, saws, nails and tongs, which helped in a variety of other crafts. So these are the name of some tools. And after the discovery of iron, during Vedic period, people used to make stronger tools which help them in different activities like pottery, weaving, carpentry, jewelry making, etc. So people of Vedic period were very much expert in these activities: pottery, weaving, carpentry, jewelry making. Okay, the Aryans were expert traders. They were very much, traders means vyapari. Aryans were very much expert in purchasing and selling of goods. Trade was mainly carried on land, means through landways. Okay, they used barter system. What is barter system, students? I have told you earlier. Barter system is a system in which goods are exchanged in place of goods. Okay, there is no role of money. In these days, when you are going to shop, you are giving money to the shopkeeper and in return you are getting your goods. But in barter system, exchange of goods. You can write here, students, exchange of goods. Okay, the cow was used as a standard of value. So student, this is very much important. The cow was using as a standard of value. It means cow, if a people is having 10 cow at that time during Vedic period, and if another people is having 8 cow, so the people who is having 10 cow will be treated as a rich person rather than that another pupil. So cow was used as a standard of value. So let's continue, students. Let's see the religion during the Vedic period. The early Aryans worshipped many gods representing the forces of nature. So the Aryans generally worshipped the nature. Indra was worshipped as the god of thunder. So Lord Indra was worshipped as a god of thunder, means light. Vayu, the god of wind. You all know. Prithvi, the god of earth. Agni, the god of fire. Surya, the sun god. So generally, the early Aryans worshipped the nature in the form of these gods: Indra, Vayu, Prithvi, Agni, Surya. Milk, ghee, grains and flesh were offered as a part of sacrifices at Yajna. Means during Yajna, you all know, students, you have seen in our school also, whenever Yajna is performed, Havan is performed, we used to sacrifice ghee, sometimes milk and grains also. The early Aryans did not build temples. This is the important feature. The early Aryans did not build temples. In the later Vedic period, the yajna becomes very expensive and the nature gods were replaced by new gods. So students, this is what we have studied during the early Vedic period. But as you know, Vedic period is divided into two parts: early Vedic period and later Vedic period. So later Vedic period, people used to start building temples. In later Vedic period, the yajna becomes very expensive and the nature gods like Vayu, Prithvi, Agni, in place of these gods, people used to replace the new gods like Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv, Ram and Krishna. Okay. The later Vedic period saw the birth of Brahmanism and Hinduism. So in later Vedic period, student, in our country, it saw the birth of Brahmanism and Hinduism in our country. Students, let us see some. Do you know the law code of Manu? Manu means, Manu Smriti is a book, or Manav Dharma Shastra was prepared by Manu. So this book was prepared by Manu. It is an important law book for the Hindus. It is an important book for the Hindus. We can see another. Do you know, in the later Vedic period, coins like Nishk, Satman and Krishnala were also used. In the later Vedic period, students, coins were used. This is important. Okay. You can see one more. Do you know, the princes were allowed to choose their husbands by Swayamvar. Might be in these days you people have seen Ramayana and Mahabharata. In these, you have seen some of the activities where princes were allowed to choose their Swayamvar, to choose their husband through Swayamvar, in which so many kings were there and there will be a target, and if a person is going to fulfill that target, that person will become the husband of that prince. Okay, this is what we call Swayamvar. Chandals were regarded as polluted and or untouchables. So Chandals were treated as untouchable people. These pupils performed burials and cremations. Means after the death of the pupil, those people who were going to bury these dead people are known as Chandals. They had to live outside the village, used discarded utensils, wore iron ornaments and clothes of the dead pupil. So Chandals, as they were treated as untouchables, people don't used to touch these people, so that's why their houses were generally situated at outside the village, and they used to wear clothes of dead people and iron ornaments. They are not allowed at the time to wear gold jewelries or silver jewelries. They always used to wear iron ornaments. So students, that's all for today's class. We will continue with this achievements topic and we will do exercise of this chapter in our next class. Thank you. Hope you all are enjoying your social science class. Thank you students. Take care.